What's good, y'all? This is Awdi with YuGiOh Collectibles, and I'm back with another structure deck video. So for today, I've got 3 Mechanized Madness. So let's crack one of these open and see what they have. My boxes did get a little damaged in the mail, so I'm a little salty about that, but it is what it is. Rebuild the Machina Army. So this is kind of a cool archetype update, because I believe they had another Machina structure deck back in the day. But here we go with the playmat here. Oh wow, I love the colors of this. So some nice artwork, like always. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes here. So we've got our deck here. We see Mechanized right on the front. Let's go ahead and open this up. I am so thankful for these tabs, by the way, because I've been struggling with these, and then now that I notice these, it's so much easier. It's still connected in the back. Yep, there we go. All right, so promotionals on the back. Mechanized Madness Structure Deck Beginner Guide. I haven't actually scanned one of these QR codes yet. I wonder if these give you like the main combos of the deck. And then Eternity Code, because this was the latest set at the time. Legacy of the Duelist. Game promotions. And of course, Duel Links. So let's see what we got here. So we've got the new kind of boss monster here, Mechanized Citadel. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. Quick effect, you can target one machine monster you control, destroy that machine monster, and all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to it. Wow. If a face-up Earth machine monster or monsters you control, except Mechanized Citadel, is destroyed by a battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use this each effect of Mechanized Citadel once per turn. So that's pretty good. Next, we've got Machina Possessed Storage. This card is normal or special summon. You can target one Machina monster in your graveyard, except Machina Possessed Storage. Special summon it in defense position, but it cannot activate its effects this turn. You can target one other Machina monster you control and one spell or trap card your opponent controls. Return them to the hand. Oh wow, so that could be nice for some annoying continuous traps or continuous spells that are on the field. Next, we've got Machina Aerator. You can discard one other Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one machine monster you control, special summon from your deck one Machina monster with a different name and equal or lower level than that monster. And if you do, destroy that targeted monster. Okay, so that could be good for popping some of the effects. So maybe you could use this to get out a different monster, and then Mechanized Citadel from the graveyard, I assume, would go off. We've got Machina Redeployment. Activate one of these effects. Discard one card, add 2 Machina monsters with different names from each other from your deck to your hand. Or discard one Machina card, add 2 Machina cards with different names from each other from your deck to your hand, except Machina Redeployment. So I assume the second one here means like, it says Machina cards. So I think you can choose from like spell, trap, and monster. So that's a nice card. And then we've got Unauthorized Reactivation. Is this the, yeah, so this is our last hollow card out of the deck. Target one machine monster you control, equip one appropriate machine union monster from your hand or deck to that monster, but the union monster you equip cannot be special summoned this turn. You can only activate one unauthorized reactivation per turn. All right, so that does it for our hollows. So now we've got Machina Irradiator, Machina Fortress. Oh, this is the old one. It's kind of weird to see them as a common. Machina Gear Frame, Machina Peacekeeper, Machina Force. Wow, 4,600. Copy normal summon set must be special summoned by Commander Covington. You must pay 1,000 life points to declare an attack with this card. You send this card you control to the graveyard, then target one Machina Soldier, Machina Sniper, and Machina Defender in your graveyard. Special summon those targets. So we got Machina Megaform, Machina Cannon. Oh, okay, so here's Machina Soldier, Machina Sniper, Machina Defender, Commander Covington. So you can only send one face up, or you can send one face up Machina Soldier, Machina Sniper, and Machina Defender you control to the graveyard. Special summon one Machina Force from your hand or deck. That's kind of odd. I feel like that was a missed opportunity for maybe a fusion monster of those three. Although this is kind of reminiscent of like the ABCs, putting like the ABCs together. So instead of like a fusion spell, they have like a, I guess, a card effect. So we've got Jizukiru, the Star Destroying Kaiju. Snowplow Hustle Russell. I like that name. Gen X Alley Birdman. Scrap Recycler. Torque Toon Gear. Righty Driver. Lefty Driver. Deskbot 001. Deskbot 003. And that wraps up our monsters. Oops. So it looks like we've got our spells now. So we've got Machina Defense Perimeter, Machina Armored Unit, Iron Call, Iron Draw, Magnet Reverse, Limiter Removal. I used to love using this card in my YuGiOh deck. Ties of the Brethren, Pot of Avarice. That's some nice recycling. Cosmic Cyclone. Oh, wow. Supply Squad, and that wraps up our spells. So going on to the traps, we have Machina Overdrive, Cyber Summon Blaster, Back to the Front. Oh, two Back to the Fronts. Trap Trick, Begone Knave, and Solemn Strike. Wow. Okay, so that'll go ahead and wrap it up for the deck. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut here and we'll get to the organizing. All right, so I'm here with my 40 card choice for my 3 Mechanized Magnus structure decks. And I do want to apologize, when going to upload some of this footage, the organizing part of this got corrupted on its way over, and then unfortunately it got deleted. So, but I've got all my cards here, and so we'll go ahead and go over the deck profile that I have. So starting off with the main boss monster, Machina Citadel. 3 Machina Citadel, main boss monster. I mean, getting him to the grave as quickly as possible is kind of the main thing that you want to do. That way you can use his effect to bring him back out onto the field. Also good for board wiping. You can use his effect to pop himself and then destroy monsters on your opponent's field that have less than 3,000 attack. Next, I'm playing 3 Machina Aerator. Discard one other Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand, so that's really nice. This can kind of help get your Machina Citadel to the grave if need be. And you can target one machine monster you control, special summon from your deck one Machina monster with a different name and an equal or lower level than the monster, and if you do, destroy that targeted monster. So this can kind of help you cycle out anything that you might need to cycle out on a dime. Next, I'm playing 3 Machina Irradiator, something of that nature. But you can discard one other Machina monster. Again, another way to put your Citadel into the grave. Special summon this card from your hand. You can target one machine monster you control. Special summon from your graveyard one Machina monster with a different name and an equal or lower level than that monster. So kind of like our Machina Aerator, you can kind of cycle out the cards that you need. Next, I've got 3 of the old boss monster, Machina Fortress. You can discard machine monsters whose total level equal 8 or more, then special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Before resolving an opponent's monster effect that targets this face-up card, look at your opponent's hand and discard one card from their hand. So if this thing gets targeted at all by a monster effect, you get to choose what card you discard out of your opponent's hand. This isn't an at random effect. Next, I've got 3 Machina Gear Frame. He's the searcher of the deck, so when this card is normal summoned, you can add one Machina monster from your deck to your hand, except Machina Gear Frame. And then this is a union monster, so he's got that same union effect of you can attach it to another machine and then special summon it. And for our 2-offs, I've got 2 Machina Possessed Storage. I think his effect is good, but it's not the best. So if this card is normal or special summon, you can target one Machina monster in your graveyard, except Machina Possessed Storage. Special summon it in defense position, but it cannot activate its effects this turn. So you can target one other Machina monster you control and one spell and trap card your opponent controls, return them to the hand. So this is nice for kind of back row heavy decks, but other than that, it kind of sucks that you have to special summon into defense mode, because I mean, a lot of these monsters don't have too crazy of a defense, so that kind of leaves you a little vulnerable. So for our last monster out of the Machina package here, I've got Machina Megaform. You can tribute this card, special summon one Machina monster from your hand or deck, except Machina Megaform. If face up Machina Fortress, which is our old boss monster here. If a face up Machina Fortress you control is sent to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can banish that Machina Fortress from the graveyard, special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. So he can be kind of nice to get out in a pinch. And he's another discard fodder. So next, I'm playing 3 Scrap Recycler. So I thought about playing this at only 2 and getting a Pot of Avarice, but I'll have to play the deck a little bit more. I like how you can send something from the deck to the graveyard, but I'm thinking more late game, it might be better to cycle out 5 monsters instead of, this is once per turn, you can shuffle 2 level 4 Earth Machine monsters from your graveyard into the deck and draw 1 card. So Pot of Avarice gives us 5 back into the deck, and then you get to draw 2. So for our last monster here, I've got Snowplow Hustle Rustle. I just love the name of this card, but this one has a solid 3000 defense, and this card's effect is when your opponent's monster declares a direct attack while you control a card in your spell or trap zone, you can special summon this card from your hand, then destroy as many cards in your spell and trap zone as possible, and if you do, inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each destroyed card. You cannot special summon any monsters except machine monsters, so the special summoning besides machine monsters doesn't matter. This is a all machine deck, but I like that this can kind of save us in a pinch if need be. So if we get board wiped for whatever reason, we don't have anything where we can kind of special summon onto the field, we can special summon this and destroy some spell and traps and do some damage to life points in the process. So, and this one has a solid 3000 defense like I had mentioned before. As far as spells, playing 3 Machina Redeployment. This gets us some of our Machina cards. Discard 1 card, add 2 Machina monsters with different names from each other from your deck to your hand, or you can discard 1 Machina card to add 2 Machina cards with different names from each other from your deck to your hand. So I think the second effect is if you discard a Machina card, you can add 2 Machina cards, so it's not just a Machina monster. Next, I've got 3 Magnet Reverse. So this is a quick play. Target one of your machine or rock monsters that is banished or is in your graveyard that cannot be normal summoned / set, special summon it. So this can be nice for getting stuff that we've either pitched to the grave or banished for whatever reason back onto the field. Next, I've got 3 Cosmic Cyclone, just for dealing with back rows. There's not a whole lot of back row removal in this deck. And then next, I've got 2 limiter removals. I feel like this could be really nice. So double the attack of all machine monsters you currently control until the end of this turn. During the end phase of this turn, destroy those monsters. So once the monsters get destroyed, to my understanding, I'd be able to bring out maybe a Mechanized Citadel at the end of this, but I'd still be able to swing for a lot of damage, and this can be nice for just some finishing blow type deals. And this also is a quick play, so if I'm being attacked, I can kind of flip this on my opponent's turn. And to round off the spells, I'm playing 1 Supply Squad. So a lot of these card effects and things like that have monsters get destroyed, and then even if it gets destroyed by battle, I draw 1. And there's a lot of other card effects in here too that have you discard 1 card. So I feel like having a strong hand is kind of key to playing this deck. So for the traps, playing 3 Machina Overdrive. Target 1 machine monster you control. Special summon 1 Machina monster with a different name from your hand or deck. And if you do, destroy that targeted monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target 3 of your machine monsters that are banished and or in your graveyard. Shuffle them into the deck. Then draw 1 card. You can only use 1 Machina Overdrive effect per turn and only once that turn. So this can kind of get us, again, out of a sticky situation or for swapping out something that we don't necessarily need on the field with something that could be a little more useful. And then this lets us recycle some of our machine monsters once this is in the graveyard as well as a little bit of draw power. So lastly, I've got 3 Solemn Strike. So the monsters in this deck kind of geared towards helping themselves out and not so much towards stopping our opponent. So Solemn Strike was kind of an easy pick to help disrupt my opponent. So that'll go ahead and do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I've been saying, if you guys have any comments on what you would do to make this deck better, any card choices that you would have made different, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you would do. Leave a like if you liked, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this. So next in my structure deck series, I'm going to be tackling the Hero Strike structure deck. So make sure you check this out. Thank you very much, and take care.